Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another computer here, this time testing 2006 Ford Escape. This is the VIN number of the vehicle right here. So the last digit KA72105. Customer concern, as far as I remember, because we spoke and he did not send me anything. We have no emails or anything. His name is Tom Ramundo from Albany? Yeah, I think it's Albany, New York. I'm going to contact him and see exactly um, why he said, because this is the note that he sent me. And as you can see, there's no notes or concerns. Please do, if you talk to me by phone and you're going to send a computer, send me all the information on right. And remember, I work in so many different computers and talk to so many different people that it's hard to keep up with everything. Sometimes I speak with somebody and they never send the computer. So I don't actually record or do anything. I ask always the customer to please briefly describe your concerns and then we can work together. All right, but yeah, so I got the computer connected. He sent one key. As you can see, I have it right there. I have right now the two emulators. So you can see the green lines, and I'm not sure why the phone is not picking the blue ones. Oh, now as it is, because they're blinking completely. It's probably the time plus the recording, because I'm looking at the screen and I can see it's like blinking and then stopping. Believe me, they're not stopping. But yeah, I can see that in the back as well. You can see that in there. Probably this is the best way to put it like this. But yeah, so they're working. I have, as you can see right there, 600 RPMs. There is no injector errors. There is no misfire counts, so it's working. Start enable, numbers of key stored 2, master key present, it is present, and the rest is all looking good. Let me just run because I was saving. Did I save this one? Let me just go over to his folder 1 second. Calls 124. Let me just save this 1 second before I move it. All right, what I was doing is saving this file because in this exact moment I have, put the cursors to see what the battery voltage on each of those channels. Again, the nodes are always, put the nodes in the bottom. You can see call 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not really a specific order because I'm just putting as, I think I did put them on order, but it can be off from car to car. And all I see and all I care is having 6 injectors and 6 coils, and this is running good. But yeah, so what I do is a precursors to see what the battery voltage is, how much is being pulled down, and how long is being on. If I go over to the full probe, and you're going to say, well, they're on for 10 milliseconds. Well, yes, remember, this is a control environment. As you can see, that matches exactly what we see there. So it is 10 milliseconds. Am I reading this incorrect? Let me just see. Oh, yeah, I named this incorrectly. So these are the injectors, not the coils. Yeah, because I was looking at, I'm naming these coils, and yeah, see, this is what I gotta put my glasses on. I saw here, and I thought, okay, coils and injector. No, there's greens are the injectors, the blue are the coils, and I am connected, as you can see here in the green. So let me rename that. All right, at least I caught that right now because I'm gonna have to redo the test no matter what. I'm recording a video and I'm gonna do this with you. But yeah, so what we can see here, so we got 9.9 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds. Remember, I'm not accurate perfectly in where it has to be, but 10 and 9.9, same. So we can see the maximum value to 12.3 to 128. So again, that is plus minus 100 millivolts will not affect me. Sorry, I had to go and shut the dog because he just liked to bark too much sometimes. But yeah, so we can see the old values are good in these 4 injectors. And let me run it because, I mean, this is a step value. But as you can see, based on my, if I move my trigger, I can now move the injectors. They're stop right there because I have a trigger. If I remove the trigger, now they're going to be free moving and they're going to be everywhere in the screen just to show you that this is indeed a live recording. It's not like a preset or something like that. So if I set it automatically and now I move my cursor to where it was, kind of like right there. Now I can match the values, and we can see that they're live and they're reading good. So these are injectors 1 through 4. I'm going to now move injector 1 into channel, blue and red channel, over to the one on the back, like that we can read and make sure that they're all reading good. So let me move that. All right, I move the channels. As you see now, that I only have 2 channels here, 3 and 4 injector, and then 5 and 6 in the back. I renamed the folder properly, and then now we have the capture. I have to move the cursors, just these two, because now since the trigger is on a different injector, these two move accordingly. Again, values are looking good. I don't see nothing abnormal. So all injectors are working and looking exactly the same. They're being pulled down almost to ground. Not a problem at all. So everything as far as injectors is good. So what I'm going to do now is move the channels. And this is what I do. So I just move the channels here from the coils, I mean from the injectors to the coils, and we can see the difference. You see the difference now in between the red channel and the green channel is a very different width, and we can see that also on the full probe. Full probe is really good, so we can see that it's like around 2 milliseconds of coil time and 10 milliseconds of injection time. I'm not going to change that because I want to keep all the values as I provide here, because if I change the TPS of the map or temperature, that will change the way those are reading, and I can show that later on the video. But for now, I want to keep it all the same, so this is a steady environment, and then I can see if we have indeed a problem with any of the coils or injectors, because he's concerned, as far as I remember, it was a dead misfire, and I don't see that here. I have this extension. I wish they had put here, but I guess for packaging, it's impossible for them to do that. All right, so I move all the channels to coils now, and now we can see that they're completely different. So I have to completely reset this. So let's move all these boxes. I mean, this is just the cursors, right? So we can put one on the tab, one to the minimum. I can actually change the time of the scope a little closer, not here. So we can see this a little bigger, and it's easier for me then to put the other cursors or rulers. I don't know how you will name this, but so we do that in every channel. Then we do compare. We are looking for to see if we see any difference in between one or two or none, right? So it looks like a 1.9 milliseconds. So yeah, I'm a little off on the first one, but yeah, that full probe reading is very accurate. Trying to do this with you guys. Some people is not too familiar with picoscope, and that's what I'm trying to show this. Can move this on the side so it's more where I need it. I like to try to keep the boxes where I want it, not in my way of what I'm doing, right? So 1.9 battery voltage to 814, 800, 800, 800, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So they all look good. So let me rename this and save the file. All right, I save the file just to save time. I moved then again the 2 channels to the back to read the coils, and I adjust everything in here. It's pretty much a copy of what we had before. A little bit different. I mean, I can move again this to be exact. But yeah, so values are in between expect. Everything is correct. I don't see a difference in between any of the drivers. I'm going to save these files. So what I usually do, and this is just to show you, is I just click on the snipping tool, click on new, and then I select the entire full screen since obviously it's in a full screen. Then I just go here, save it. This is going to open. I select the customers folder. I select it as a JPEG, and then I put coil. You'll see that I have coil test 1 through 4. I'm going to change that 3 to 6 and then save it. So that's it. Now it's saved. And if I go over to the customer folder, this is what we see. So now everything is correct. So remember the values that I had before on the screen. Again, this is just a picture. But yeah, now this is a file that I will send the customer and say, like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I cannot reproduce your concern here. This computer is working 100%. No problem. I've been running probably this entire computer for maybe an hour and multiple starts, and everything is good. So let me turn it off. So now what I want to do, we can put this in here. And what is the full probe? Here we can put the full probe. Can I do that? No, it doesn't let me. Yeah, full probe has a very weird, I don't know, box, if we can call that. Like this program doesn't let you make it a small. I mean, you can minimize it, but you cannot change the size of this window. That's something I've been requesting them since I got this tool probably, I don't know, 2 years ago. They do have good maintenance for Argentina. I will definitely not recommend this for United States. I have requests a few other changes trying to be a helpful tool for me, and they have just never respond. So yes, I was very excited at first, and it's a good tool. I like it. I wish I can use this a lot more and don't have to be using the other tool that I use with it, the AutoSim Pro. This little tool I connect and then I supply the cam and crankshaft position sensor signals that I cannot otherwise produce myself because it's software. They don't let you do anything. I mean, there is a minimum tool in the tool or in the software where you can select some signals. The problem is when you do that, you cannot do it for this car. You can do that and use a generic one, but then now all the connections are not the same. So it is very just time consuming. I give up. I use it for what I can, and that's it. So it's very expensive. So this full probes test equipment right here is close to $11,000. I will probably say that it's not worth the investment. I like the setup. I like the functionality. I wish they give me more support for United States because again, for Argentina, this is a great tool, no doubt about it. But for United States, they're light years behind. I can do the same thing with this tool uh, and not spend $11,000. All right, guys, let me restart the computer. So I'm going to turn the ignition off in here. We can see that we have no injection no more and no coils. Going back to what we're doing, and we can see that on the screen. All I need to do is put the ignition on and then give RPMs. And now we can see 750 RPMs. Computers are starting to adjust. It's trying to, come up to a happy place. We have a different RPM now. So if I put it to what we were 600, yeah, 600. If we go over to 600 RPMs, then we can see based on TPS and RPM where the computer goes to. So that's also why it's very important to record your settings if you are comparing, or doing multiple starts with the full probe to see what injectors and coil values are. You want to make sure that these positions 3 6%, temperature of air at 3%, temperature of motor 6%. I don't really see the temperature. I see it here, obviously. I can see the coolant temperature, I can see the air intake temperature, and I can change that. That's not a problem. I can increase the, let me see if I can increase the uh, temperature in the engine to a more convenient because we have 180 or so, I mean 160 on the air temperature, and 180 on 130, sorry, on the coolant. So let me reduce the air temperature. I think that's the minimum I can go. But yeah, that's now accordingly more, and that will change a little bit. Again, that if we want to change the injection time, the throttle will take a lot of effect in that, I think. Let me see. Yes, it is doing not a huge effect. Let me see the map value. No effect in here. I guess the RPMs are the most important in the throttle too, because if I change this to, let's say, 1,000, now we can see a different pattern of injection is the way Ford does. So, and 600 probably was still considered cranking condition. If we see it right now, this is what we will see in Fords, Escapes, and all that is a multi-strike um, coil pattern. But yes, it's the same thing. So with a higher RPMs, we can see the multi-strike pattern. Let me see if we have any no misfires. Just looking for that. Do we have any injector fault? Which that's the reason I'm also having the scanner connector is or connected is to see those. What is the injectors? Did I just pass it? Um, Injector fault, no error. So we have no issues. But yeah, you see what I'm talking about. So the more RPM, now we get the multi-strike, which is probably what we want to have. So we can move. I'm going to move channel 1 and channel 2 to the other coils. I don't need to remove. I can just put that here. And we got the same. So yeah, this is a live version. So I can stop it. I can take the trigger off. Sometimes I like to just let it free uh, record. I can change the time so we can see more actuations on the screen. But yeah, nothing is abnormal. So I'm just going to save actually this. So let me stop this. I'm going to just do maybe 2 screens, and then I'm going to save this in the same folder, but I'm going to put coils at 1000 RPMs. And then the nodes are incorrect, so before I do that, I can change it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we can save that, and it's now saved to the folder. But yeah, nothing wrong with this computer. Tom, I will be contacting you. I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't know what the problem is, but it's definitely not in the computer. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. It's always a little long of a video, but yeah, I try to help you do a test on the car. This is the same thing. You can connect an oscilloscope behind the connection in the coils or in the injectors, and this is what you should probably see. It's maybe a little different, obviously, because you have a spark going through the coil, but the driver will be almost looking the same. And I can probably, if I connect the injector, let me just do one thing. I was gonna try to put something in between here, but no, this is a load that is made for that. These emulators from this company, Full Pro, is good. Um, all right, guys. So, yep, this is as much as I can do for a computer that I cannot reproduce or have or see any problem. He was telling me about a dead misfire, and I don't see that here. All right, guys. Thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. And as we say in Costa Rica, pura vida. See you next time. Bye bye.